Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about something which was mentioned on the RuneScape Ahead roadmap, 120 construction. Now this is really a video I should have done a couple weeks ago because the price of the 120 construction materials used to upgrade Fort Room 3 and provide real good AFK construction XP are starting to go up in price quite severe. Now in this video, what we're going to be doing is breaking down the profits you can make from making planks from logs, making refined planks from planks themselves, and then finally the frames. Now, because of how construction kind of works and the fact that you can pretty much get 45 to 50 construction from doing the Fort Room 3 New Foundations quest, we're going to start from 50 construction, then work our way up. For lower levels of Fort Room 3, the normal logs or refined planks and frames, oak, willow, teak, and maple are very niche and are more often used to upgrade the fort as opposed for trading methods. However, what I would say is the teak ones can be a very good way to make some money because the planks are so cheap. So what we're basically going to be doing in this video is looking from Acadia upwards, so Acadia, Mahogany, Yew, Magic, and Elders, on how you can make profit with construction. I really think until the construction update is here, and maybe a couple of months afterwards, the profit you can make from making these materials for Fort Room 3 construction is going to be insane. And hopefully the price checks which we do with the Grand Exchange today will back that up. So this might be a slightly longer video because what I want to do, rather than sort of break it up into like 2 or 3 videos, let's just knock out one long one to show you guys just how much money construction is going to make you over the next couple of months. Now, I've proved on multiple accounts as well that by doing refined planks and also doing frames, I have made membership. I've paid for bonds quite comfortably in a 2-week bond to upkeep my bond price and keep the account in members. But also I have made millions with this kind of method. It is so good. And the XP as well really isn't that bad when you kind of get to like Yew. As soon as you start making like the refined Yew planks as well as the Yew frames, that's when the XP gets pretty decent. It's going to be nothing compared to like upgrading the fort, but it's still very good. Now what I would say before we jump into the Grand Exchange, if you've been enjoying the videos I've been putting on the channel lately, please make sure to hit that subscription button. Please like the video. It really helps me out to be seen by more and more people. And the more people who can see something like this could possibly go and make GP in their RuneScape time with this incredible method. This is one of those methods which do provide really good XP as well as really good sort of GP along with it as well if you wanted just to do this for your construction. Now, something which I've had in my Grand Exchange for a little while, and if you've been watching the videos for a little bit, you will have noticed, I have had Yew frames selling quite consistently for 90,000 coins. Now, these have started to sell ever since the update was sort of put out regarding the future content and 120 construction. So over 3 weeks, I have sold like 5.6k at 90,000 coins. This at one point was double the price, and it's probably double the price of what I paid. I paid roughly about 40 to 45k for this. So I'm going to pretty much double my money from it. Yes, I could possibly use it myself and level it up, but I'm already 120 construction, and the Fort Room 3 method will always be there. And the really good thing with the Fort Room 3 method to make some money with construction is as soon as these frames are on the Grand Exchange, they go out of the game straight away because people will buy them and use them. There is very low volume in terms of the refined planks. Some cases the planks can be very low volume as well as the frames as well. So what we're going to do first is just go and test some prices, basically just for things like the logs to the planks is going to be the first thing we're going to check. Then we'll check the refined planks and then we'll move on from there. So what we're going to go and do first is we'll do it by each tier. So we're going to start with Acadia, cover all the Acadia stuff of going from log to plank to refined plank to frame. Some things, because again, they're very low volume, the prices might not sort of add up correct. And if that's the case, I'll go and make my own and show you guys afterwards what you can do and how the sort of price is going to work out as well. So what I'm going to do really quickly, just so this video isn't too long, I'm basically just going to go and buy the whole tier and then we'll talk afterwards going through each individual one on the buy prices as well, just so you guys don't have to see me buy things and it just adds time on the video, which I think this is going to be a long video anyway, so I'm just going to kind of like skip and then we'll come back and talk through things afterwards. And what else I'm doing is showing the instant buy price and the instant sell price, because what this can do, if there's a massive gap between the two, it can kind of show you how stable the price is. So turning the logs into planks, you're going to make 2.8k per log, which is very good in terms of profit. That's pretty decent. Turning the planks into the refined planks though, you're going to be a bit hit and miss here. Like you're going to probably make something around 2-ish k, which at that point, it's probably easy to just keep making the planks. I'll show you guys how you can make planks in 2 different methods a little bit later on. And then eventually turning the refined planks into the frames, you can make roughly about 10,000 coins, and this is where you're going to get the most XP, turning the refined planks into frames. So there's definite profit dotted around. And by doing the whole sort of from log all the way to frame, you can pick out which sort of stage is better, because sometimes one stage is better than the other. Sometimes you can make more money, possibly could in this case, making logs into planks as opposed to making refined planks into frames. Sometimes refined planks are a little bit hard to buy because of the volume and stuff, so you have to literally do the logs to the planks to the refined planks, and then the refined planks into frames. You might just be better off just grinding and making the logs into the planks. But again, really solid profit here, 2.8k per plank, and the refined planks into the frames, you're making roughly about 11k, which those are the two ones I'd look in that method. So that is for level 50, and then at level 60 we have Mahogany. So I'm just going to go and buy all the Mahogany stuff, and then very similar to this, we'll talk through it again. Okay, so that's Mahogany done. So the good thing with Mahogany is the log is very cheap. 400 GP, turn it into 1.9k. That's going to be roughly 1500 coins profit. Again, very good. Not as much as Acadia, but if you have the higher construction level, level 60, you can probably make more profit with a smaller amount of cash, which is very, very nice. So if we're going to work off a rough price of 2,000 coins for a plank, 6,000 coins is going to make you a refined Mahogany plank, and 6,000 profit is how much you'll get. You're basically doubling your money up that. And then 4 Mahogany planks into a refined frame, that's going to be roughly about 8,000 coins. 8,000 coins is then going to be about 4.5k profit, which is still okay, but I just think there'll possibly be decent or better ways to do it. You can then buy the refined Mahogany planks, which has been probably one of the better refined planks for me to buy in previous times. They always seem to have a bit more volume in them, again, because I think Mahogany planks were so cheap, they've really gone up a lot over the past couple of months. But you can make roughly about 13,000 coins turning these refined Mahogany planks into frames afterwards. So very, very nice. Again, very solid. These are the two I expect to be the lowest amount of profit because they're the kind of lowest levels. The other three, Mahogany and Elder, is where the XP really starts to increase in what you get. So I expect these to be better profit. So again, I'm going to go and price check all the stuff here, and we'll talk very shortly about you and the profitability to do you. You're going to need level 70 construction to be able to do all of the stuff in terms of frames, refined planks as well. And I'm just going to go and price check now, and then we'll come back very soon. So you definitely seems to be an upgrade here. So 625 GP is what you're going to pay for a U log. Now the max price you can actually sell a U plank for currently is just under 5,000 coins, which that is a mad amount of profit. 4.3k per log to turn it into a plank is very good. Even at the instant sell price, 1900 coins is still comparable to the other two tiers we've looked at as well. Now, if we work off the price, let's go 3.5k as a medium ground because it's quite a big margin between the two. Again, with the thought from free supplies and the brand new types of planks, you can kind of get these margins because they're still relatively new and still relatively low volume in the game. Like, not a lot of people really sell the planks on the game, which is why you can get big discrepancies in terms of the price. So if we're going to go off 3.5k, we're going to need 4 of those to then turn it into a refined plank. Now, as you can see here, 48,000 coins was the instant buy price for a U plank, and that could surely be because of like low volume and stuff. But if we're going to work off the price of about sort of 14,000 coins, you'd make profit on the low end anyway with the refined U planks. I personally would just continue into the frame price. I'd either try and sell them for this price here, which I don't think you'll get many people buy it at. You might be able to work a price of 25k and they could sell for that. But 14k roughly for the price of the refined U planks, you could make 30,000 coins profit per frame on the instant sell price. The instant buy price, you're going to make double your money, 42,000 coins per U frame. The difference between the frame price and what you can do in terms of raw costs is insane. Like, if you wanted to do the whole process, so start from the logs, then cut the logs into planks, then go to refined planks, then go into frames, you could be in for roughly of a price of about 9,000 coins, and you can turn it into 84k. Yes, it's going to take you a lot of time in terms of doing the whole process and stuff, but you can make a lot of money with this as well. U is very, very good, and I think Magic will have a similar sort of theme to it. So again, I'm going to go and check all the Magic prices. We'll come back and we'll have a look through this as well. But from what I've already seen in terms of the different tiers, this construction method is going to be viable to make incredible amounts of money. I mean, Magic logs are nearly 1,000 coins for the first time in a long time. Like, there is demand here and there's definitely chance. As long as you pick the right tier, as long as you pick the right bit of it as well, you can make so much money. So a Magic plank is going to come in for a price of 2.9k for an instant buy. So you're going to make roughly about 2,000 coins per plank, which again is very similar to the rest, but still very good. It's a little bit higher than the rest. And then what I'm going to do, finish the rest, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the magic tier afterwards. Now, slightly strange one here. The magic frame actually bought for under mid, but as you can see, its margin is very, very tight. So it's really going to be around that price, which you're going to be able to do it. So if we work off the instant buy price, because again, very similar, very much in the same range, we're going to need 4 magic planks to make a refined plank. That's going to be roughly 12,000 coins. Very good profits here, where we're going to make 8,000 coins with the instant sell. And then we're probably going to make about 12,000 coins if we held our price and sold it for longer afterwards. So that's really good way to make profit there. But also, if we bought refined magic planks and then turned them into the frames, you're roughly going to be making 21,000 coins per frame. Really good construction XP on top of that as well. And also, the price is very firm. The price is very narrow in terms of instant buy and instant sell, which generally means you will get sales for that kind of price. Now, the final one is Elder, and in my personal opinion, this is something I would skip. I think the Elder sort of tier is very expensive and almost not worth it to a point, because again, you're going to have to put so much money into it. You can invest in much more supplies going forward. But what I'll do is I'll do it anyway, because there's a few things you could look at doing with Elders. There are invention machines which turn your logs into planks, which for Elder logs especially could be very, very good to make you some profit without actually having to do anything. So if we look at the price of the logs and the planks really quickly, we can buy for 11.3k and turn them into 12.8. Again, something you can put into your invention machine to go and plank make while you're doing other stuff in the game, and you can be making 2.5k per log into plank. Now, the refined planks are when Elder logs get a little bit interesting, because one, you're going to have to get them and they're going to be in low volume, but two, the prices you can get for Elder planks and also the frames as well can be crazy, because again, there's no real volume here. And if you're someone who's got the ability, even though this costs a lot of cash, to let it sit on the Grand Exchange, you can make so much profit from this as well. Like, because people will buy Elder just because it's simply the quickest. In my opinion, I would never go past Magic, because Magic is so good for the kind of price you're going to pay. Same with you. For the GP for XP is very, very good. And like Elder is just 3 times the price for no real reason. Like, yes, it's going to be better XP overall, but it's just not going to be worth it in my opinion. So at the minute, you can turn the Elder plank into the refined planks, and you're roughly going to make sort of 13k profit, which again, you can get with some of the lower tier stuff. And then turning the refined planks into the frames, you're actually not going to make money, which sometimes happens with Elder. Sometimes the lower tier of like the thought for infantry stuff especially can make you more money than the high tier stuff. Now, while we're here in terms of all the thought for infantry stuff, something else which is very worthwhile doing, again, I've mentioned it in numerous videos, but I wanted to show it in here because it's worthwhile looking at. Stonewall segment is just popping off. Now, you need Stonewall segments along with your frames to go and do all your upgrades, but they're currently selling just under 15k each. Crazy price for this. And like the cut limestone as well is the limestone brick which you want to buy is going to be roughly 1.6k. That's going to cost you 6.4 to make that, and then you're going to be able to sell it for just under 15,000 coins. It's going to be like 8.6k for a method you don't really need construction level 4. You just simply need to do the new foundation quest. Now, just to wrap this video up, making planks. Now, there's a few different ways to make planks, and I'm just going to go to Thought for Infantry to show you guys what we can do for it. Now, like I mentioned before, machines are a very good way to do it without having to pay attention for it. I would only be picking the ones which make the most profit, because there is a little cost in machines, even though you're not there for them to be done. The machines do cost a little bit to run with the divine energy and all that sort of stuff as well. However, there are 2 other methods which you can do alongside this to make some more profit. I have quite often done something where I've either cut or bought 5,000 Elder logs, put them into my machine, then sold those planks, and then bought the amount of logs I can make from those planks I've sold. So let's say if I sold 5,000 planks, but the GP I've made from that, I can buy 6,000 logs. I continually do that till I build up a huge stack of planks, logs, or profit, and then I can just redo it again. It's just something where I make it a little bit fun. So, in terms of turning these planks into logs, the other 2 options are going to be Thought for Infantry Sawmill, which this is where you go and actually turn them yourself. They're a little bit slower, but you're going to get the XP for it as well. So this could be a pretty decent way to train construction if you're someone who's not bothered about it taking a little bit long time, but you get to coin all the profit from it as well, which is really, really nice. Now, the other option is going to take you a little bit of GP and going to eat into your profit margin, and it's probably something you want to do on World 84, because you're going to need someone to have a portable sawmill. Now, what a portable sawmill does is basically what the name says. It's a portable sawmill where you can pay to make all of your planks in one go. So for this case, we've got you. It's going to tell us roughly how much we're going to pay, hopefully. But if we do 99, 1800 coins per plank, which is going to cut out a monumental bit of profit. You might be the only one you kind of get away with it because of how big the margin was on the top end. But the benefit of this is that you make all of them in one go. So compared to the sawmill, where it's a little bit slower, you are making these pretty much in a couple of ticks and you're making them very quick. So if you've got a plank which is making a lot of profit, you can turn and burn using a sawmill incredibly quickly to do that as well. So invention machines, the 4x3 sawmill, and then also the portable sawmill are the best ways for you to make your planks. Me personally, depends on what kind of profit you can find. The profit margin for the U plank was actually quite good. So for something like that, that is where I'd sort of say, yeah, you could possibly make it with the portable sawmill, because what we've done here is got the logs for 625. We spent 1800 coins and we could possibly sell it for 4.9k. We're still going to make roughly about 2.5k profit if these do sell. Now I'm going to put them in the Grand Exchange, and as always, if they do sell, I'll drop them in the comments as well. But again, that is a way to do it. Me personally, if you're a lower level account, which this method is great to build a low level account, use a sawmill and 4x3. If you have access to invention, I would probably use either the U, magic, or elder planks in my plank maker. Probably the elder ones, if I'm honest. Those are the ones I'd look to use, and just sort of keep that rolling over time and let that build up, build up, build up. Because all these items are rising more and more and more because more people want to focus in on construction. However, that is going to be the end of it. I really hope it's brought some value to it as well, because 4x3 construction has so many layers. You can use it as a high level training method. You can use it to build an account up, make some GP, and really progress with it as well. Obviously, we've got a couple of months for construction to come into the game, which just means there's going to be more and more time for you guys to make money with 4x3 construction. And it is such a good way to do it as well. In terms of this portable sawmill, do not buy your own. Go to World 84 and see if there's one available there. If there isn't, then you can buy one for all of World 84 to use as well. And it just means that the portables stretch out a little bit further. However, that's going to wrap the video up. Really hope it's helped you out. If I've missed any tips you guys know of the 4x3 construction or ways to make some more money during this process, drop in the comment section below and we can help each other out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.